Hey, welcome back. Today, we are going to break down a really core concept in network security, something that's actually powering the private connections we rely on every single day. We're talking about IPSec, and specifically, the two different ways it gets the job done, tunnel mode versus transport mode. Okay, so let's just jump right in. A lot of us use VPNs, right, to protect our privacy online, maybe connect to the office network, but have you ever actually stopped and wondered what's happening under the hood? I mean, how does your search for a cute cat video get all the way from your computer to a server without anyone snooping in the middle? Well, that's the big question we're going to answer today. So the magic behind all this secure communication, or at least a lot of it, is something called IPSec. That stands for Internet Protocol Security. You can kind of think of it as the unsung hero of the internet, working quietly in the background to keep our data safe while it's flying across the big, open, and sometimes scary internet. So what is IPSec really? Well, according to the folks who literally engineer the internet, the IETF, it's not just a single thing, but a whole framework of rules. The best way to think of it is like the internet's dedicated security guard. And its job is to provide all those key security services we need. Things like making sure your data is authentic, that nobody's messed with it, and of course, that it stays private. And believe me, it's way more than just scrambling your data. IPSec gives you the whole security package. It guarantees confidentiality with encryption, sure, but it also handles data integrity, making sure the data you receive is the data that was sent. And it authenticates where that data came from. So how in the world does it pull all this off? Well, to provide this amazing level of protection, IPSec operates in one of two main modes. All right, first up, we have tunnel mode. And the absolute best analogy for this is to think of an armored truck. You know, when you need to send something super valuable, the truck doesn't just protect the package inside, it hides the entire delivery. The truck, the driver, everything is inside this big protective shell. Nobody on the street has any idea where that package originally came from or where it's ultimately going. And this armored truck approach, it's perfect for connecting entire networks together securely. This is what we usually call a site-to-site VPN. So imagine your company needs to connect its New York office with its London office, but they have to use the regular public internet. Tunnel mode creates a totally secure tunnel between them, protecting every single piece of data flowing back and forth. Now, let's get a little technical and see how this actually works. All data on the internet is sent in these little things called packets. A packet is kind of like a digital envelope. It's got the payload, that's your actual data, and a header, which is basically the address on the envelope. Now look here. Tunnel mode takes your entire original packet, I mean the whole thing, address and all, and wraps it up completely. Then it slaps a brand new IP header on the front for its new journey. The original address is completely hidden inside, just like that secret cargo manifest inside the armored truck. So here's the most important thing to remember about tunnel mode. It gives you the absolute highest level of security because it hides everything. It doesn't just protect your data, it hides the metadata, the information about who is talking to whom. This is a huge deal for privacy, and it's what makes tunnel mode absolutely perfect for those big network-to-network VPNs. Okay, now let's switch gears and look at the second mode, transport mode. If tunnel mode is our armored truck, then a great way to think about transport mode is like a locked, secure briefcase. The briefcase does a fantastic job of protecting the secret documents inside, but everyone on the street can still see the courier carrying it and where they're going. So, this secure briefcase method is all about end-to-end communication. A perfect example is your laptop connecting directly to a specific server. In this case, the path itself doesn't really need to be hidden. You just need to be absolutely sure that the data being exchanged between you and that server is secure. And this just illustrates the difference so perfectly. In transport mode, only the payload, the actual data, gets encrypted and wrapped up. The original IP header, the part with the source and destination addresses, is left completely untouched and visible. So the courier is out in the open for everyone to see, but the contents of that briefcase are locked up tight. So to sum it up, transport mode is just more efficient. Because it's not building a whole new packet from scratch, there's less work for the computers to do, which means less overhead. It's the perfect choice for securing communication between two specific computers when you don't really need to hide the fact that they're talking to each other. All right, so we've met the armored truck and the secure briefcase. Now let's put them right next to each other to really nail down what makes them different. This chart really lays it all out, doesn't it? Over on one side, you've got tunnel mode, our armored truck. It's built for those big site-to-site connections, and its main superpower is creating that new IP header to hide who's talking to whom. Then, on the other side, you've got transport mode, our secure briefcase. It's perfect for direct end-to-end security because it's more efficient, but the trade-off is that the route your data is taking is visible. So, after all that technical detail, if you're going to walk away from this explainer remembering just one thing, what should it be? It's this, right here. It's so simple. Tunnel mode hides your ultimate destination. It gives you privacy about where your data is going. Transport mode, on the other hand, just focuses on protecting what you're sending, not the route it's taking. That's it. It's the difference between total privacy and targeted security. So take a second and think about the connections you're using right now. If you're logged into a corporate VPN to get to the whole office network, you're almost certainly using tunnel mode. But if you're just using an app that has its own security built in, it's probably using something a lot more like transport mode. Pretty cool, right? Knowing the difference is a huge step toward understanding your own security online. Thanks for tuning in.